Shout out Sports Card Show. Today is September 1st, 2022. Let's go. Guys, got a few look back at 2 years ago, look back a year ago. We're going to do some shout outs. We're going to talk about some cool stuff going on in the hobby, get some comments, and then I'll give you some great links to some new content that just dropped that I thought you might be interested in. Guys, really appreciate you paying attention, joining, and subscribing to the channel. Oh, don't worry, I'm not looking at the camera. I'm getting the sunlight in my face. I don't know if that worked or not. But listen, guys, got some great stuff to share with you today. Please, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Your comments are always appreciated. So much going on in such a short period of time. Got so much to share. Let's start by looking back. Well, this is a long time ago in 1984 when Jerry Rice had these 5 touchdowns and 294 yards in a double-A college football game. But let's look back 2 years ago when I talked about it. In this video, which I do recommend checking out, has a lot of great collaborations here. You got Chung and Dustin, the personal finance dad. You got Cardi C, and I can't recognize this guy. I mean, look at that guy, like 2 years ago. You got the Ticket Leprechaun, who's now Legends Never Die. There's just some really, really great conversation. Les Alex, Flippin' Steve, Brandon Chung. 2 years ago, check it out if you haven't already. I do recommend it. What was happening a year ago? Well, a year ago on my channel, I actually had my very first interview with Sauce from Double Coverage. Really cool because Double Coverage is down in Australia. If you haven't already, please check out their channel. Again, this is a year ago. Great conversation. A year ago, I was doing a daily live show, and I know it was harder. I was trying to squeeze in like daily interviews or weekly interviews. That's kind of what I love about the show. It's my daily blog. It's my hobby, and I love sharing it with you guys. Thank you for supporting it. Here's Double Coverage. If you haven't already, please go over and subscribe. Tell them ZiggyNo sent you. Again, these guys do some great stuff. They do long podcasts. I think on the Saturday mornings, they know basketball, they know football, they know soccer, they know sports, but I love their take on what's going on in the hobby. Another great channel I strongly recommend taking a look at, and that is Sports Cards Weekly. Really enjoyed the content here, and the reason I bring this to your attention, love the production. This is one of the best produced videos I think I've ever seen. He count down, I think, from 15 to number 1, the top basketball players and sports cards. Now, I love this video just for the historical context and the clips and the video. I don't at all agree with the ordering or that I'd recommend buying. But what I will tell you, what I agree with, and here's what I thought about. As you watch this, as you watch these top 15 basketball players, I want you to think to yourself how this is the hobby, guys. Most of these players will go on to obscurity, right? They will not be worth a lot of money. People will forget about them. The only people who are going to remember them are guys who put them in a highlight tape 20 years from now. Who am I talking about? Well, take all the All-Stars and probably only pick the top 3 of those. The rest of those are probably going to be guys you're going to forget about. They're going to have really low card values. Another thing I'll say about this, and I don't want to be negative on this, but in this, where he's talking about the card values of guys in the 70s and the 50s and 60s, where you get a PSA 8, 9, or whatever for a couple $100, that's because there was one card available. That was it. How do you sort out today when there's, I don't know, 100 different different products and different options and 1,000 different, there's just too much dilution in the market. I think that's really going to hurt the value of sports cards. So what I love about this video, love the content, love the production. I just disagree on valuations and expecting these cards are good to buy or whatever. Another great video that's an excellent example of this was this one right here. You got Jeff, sports card, investor. You get this dude who I don't really know, but he's some, rich dude from Hollywood who makes cool movies on Netflix or whatever. And they start talking about data. And the whole argument here is how he compared the data of different groups. So let's say football, modern and vintage. And he compared that to soccer. And he then gives you the ratio of what the multiplier is. Now, I just want to tell you guys, this is all just, in my opinion, it's like talking about which house of the Targaryens is going to win in the battle between Vagar the Big or, Rolex the watch. Or I don't, it's just, look, it's so subjective. Now, the way they use the data, I think is clever because, again, Jeff sells a data tool and it sounds interesting. It sounds cool when you could say, do you know football's got 25x the potential? Here's the problem with all this. You are using logic, sir. He's using logic. He's in the hobby. He's using logic. You can't use logic in the hobby, dude. You're better off using Targaryen magic and, figuring out what card feels better because of the wind blowing. Look, Prism's not the most expensive card because it's the best card. It just is. Okay. Will it stay like way forever? I don't know. But it's just, anyway, I'll leave it at that, guys. I do love the video. Check it out. I also love the fact that Brad stumbles into the video from across the street, which makes me now think I'm going to see Brad in a cameo, one of these videos in the future. I'm like, I remember that guy. He used to flip sports cards, and now he's on, HBO's special TV show. Okay, I'm going too long on that one. Next video I want to talk about. Great video here from Junk Wax Hero. He did an excellent breakdown of this card that he bought that was a reprint, 43 of 50. Now, it's an excellent video. It's worth watching, but it just makes me again think he's like myself, I would say an experienced sports card person. But he overpaid 40x for this card, as he tells you. 40x. And this stuff happens. And again, here's the part that I think is amazing. Is really, if you want to blame somebody, the blame really should go back to the manufacturer. Like, why did the manufacturer make a Bowman Chrome reprint card? I think it was like 4 years after this player came out. Like, what made them do that? But it reminds me of, hey, you guys remember that they made they made a Luka rated rookie card, I think in 2020 as a reprint? Guys, just keep that in mind. I mean, this is stuff that makes me sick. It makes you reminds me that the manufacturers themselves kind of just as guilty. Like, remember John Mangini talking about you had to collect 24 cards in order to get this baseball glove back in the 50s, but card number 8 was only made 8 copies of, so they only had to give away eight gloves if those 8 gloves were ever found. You know what I'm saying? Like, the manufacturers are just as guilty, and I don't think they want regulation. Like, that's just shady. That's just terrible. Okay, here's a great video here from Blue Jacket 66 on PWC wants me to buy back a trim card. Now look, you got to listen to this video probably twice to understand it. The reason I'm bringing it to your attention is it definitely caught my attention on again, stuff that makes you go, what? Like, this is the hobby that I don't know, just listen to the video. Now, here's what I'd like to have happen, guys. I would love for someone to talk to PWC about this, because in this example, PWC is actually the good guy, okay? You got to listen to this. PWC is actually the good guy in this. So listen to the video. I'd love your comments and thoughts. Blue Jacket, if you guys go over there, tell Blue Jacket Ziggy sent you. I don't know if he even knows who the heck I am. But Lucas, Tigers, and Bronze, if by some chance you listen to this or somebody knows them, you can get them in their ear. This is a great video for them to listen to, that they could go back and talk to Jesse from PWC in a future episode, and it actually would give benefit to PWC, because it's a video where you go, PWC, so tell me about this trimming, where you guys had to take a trim card off the market and what happened to that, and tell us, this is a very, very good follow-up conversation. Lucas, Tigers, you guys are PWC guys. This is a great PWC story. I'm lobbing this softball up in the air for you. Go crush this one for me. Okay, great crush here, guys. Lucas, Tigers, and Braun did a great video the other day with Paul Lesko. Really enjoyed it. I like Paul Lesko. Great guy in the hobby. Gives you great insight. This was about the redemptions with Panini, and really makes me worry that, Panini redemptions are terrible. And again, manufacturer sticking it to the man, guys. Be aware of this. Great video. He talks about some lawsuits. If you don't follow Paul Lesko, I recommend you do that. I applaud this. Great video. Well done video, Lucas, Tigers, Bronze. Oh, one quick comment on this that I thought was interesting. Goldberg made a comment about, if you do something wrong, the watchdogs and ZiggyNo will come down and bite your head off. I'm like, I'm not biting people's heads off, man. I'm just speaking the truth. Okay. Next one up. I want to bring more attention back to this video that Flipping Steve put out. It's the last time he put a video out. I think it's about 25th, about a week ago. Flipping Steve's brother was in an accident, and I haven't heard. Well, I've chatted with Steve, so I think he's fine. No, Steve got sick. He's been I think, he had COVID. But guys, if you get a chance, check out this video, and if you're out there too, if you can make and I'm talking definitely to my collector community, right? I don't want to call anybody out by my name, but you guys know who you are. If you guys could just put a little tag for @FlippingSteve in one of your videos, just one of those videos where you're telling a story or sharing some of your PC or making us laugh, please tag Flipping Steve. Okay. He's one of the best guys I know in sports cards, and I think he could use some cheering up, guys. So please do that. Please. If you do anything else in this video, tag Flipping Steve, man. Make him giggle. Okay. Lastly, I'll be honest, man. This is I have not even listened to this whole podcast. This is Cousins Collectibles. I'm a big fan of it. If you haven't already, go over and subscribe. Okay. These guys, in my opinion, did, I think, the best interview because they asked some hard questions of me. They put me in the hot seat. I said stuff in here that I'm probably going to, I don't want to say regret, but I'll have to explain in the future. Great interview, great conversation, and again, much props to the Cousins. They're good. They're good peeps. I enjoy it. I don't know if they'll let me back on again, but if you want to get some more Ziggy now, while I'm not doing daily right now, check out this interview. Another quick one. Dr. James Beckett dropped this video a few days ago on the 30th. This is a short interview, more of a conversation than interview, but conversation with Dr. James Beckett and myself. Really, really, I'll be honest, I haven't listened to this all either. It's kind of, listen to yourself is a little different. You have to, though. You have to get better by listening to yourself, watching yourself. And I do that on my own videos, but watching yourself get interviewed, it was interesting. Check it out, though. Really enjoy it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Dr. James Beckett. Let's help him break 1,000. All these channels should be breaking 1,000. Infinite Investment Games, we're putting a bunch of series together, dropping some clips from conversation he and I had, and I really enjoy that as well. So it's been a great week for Ziggy, and I appreciate that, guys. I'm flattered. I really am. Things are going well. I've focused on some wonderful things. It's fall, school's back in session, life's back in session. You'll see content. You'll see content. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.